I feel so much better today. So much better. Same problems. I have my hair on top of my head. I'm not sure if I should put it down, and I don't know, whatever, who cares. If you know me, I think about my hair as much as I think about spiritual growth. Anyways, I'm at Starbucks and I am about ready to get all wild and crazy on caffeine, but I still have a lot of work to do. But I don't know, I just feel like something has shifted a little bit and I'm able to take the steps. And honestly, like, I really ask my guidance for help. I say, spirit guides, you know, spirit family, the universe, God, all my, you know, ancestors, people that have ever loved me, the people that love me in the future, everybody come together and please help me get through this right now. Help me see what I need to see. Help me do what I need to do. Help me have the vision and the energy to get through it. I don't know. I just ask for a lot of guidance and I trust that that guidance will come. I mean, sometimes it doesn't feel like it is. Like in the last video, I was like bottom of the barrel, but I felt like a shift. Something shifted, like almost came out. It felt like coming out of a dark tunnel. It was really strange. So I just all of a sudden started feeling better. It was pretty amazing. But I still have the same problems. Everything's the same, but I'm able to like tackle it a little bit better. And I'm starting to feel like the light at the end of the tunnel. That's like the thing I keep saying to myself, light at the end of the tunnel. The tunnel just keeps getting longer and then the light changes. And then I'm like, for fuck's sake, just let this be one light, one tunnel, and me moving towards it, because what the hell. Anyways, I do feel good that I don't have my summer movie thing happening this summer, because I do have like PTSD from that, like just from anything like that, where I'm like, oh my God, I gotta do that, I gotta hurry up, I gotta get all the people, you know, all the stuff together, I gotta promote it. And I'm like, I don't have to do anything on that. I don't, and I'm not going to, and I can't anyways. I can't. I know I can't. I feel it in my soul. So anyways, I'm trying to see if there's anyone behind me because I don't want to pull up yet. Because you know when the car's not all the way up to where you could properly get up? Okay, now it's moving. I'll be right back. Okay, I ordered. Yeah, so anyways, I just feel better. I'm chopping through things and looking forward to when I'm not bogged down by all this, by all these things that I need to take care of and clear out. I mean, do you get that? Like, you just get in these moments where everything converges and you're like, I'm not going to be able to do this. And so you take out the pieces that you definitely cannot do. And then the other ones that you absolutely have to do, you just figure it out. And, you know, you probably let people down. Like, I've pushed deadlines. I've asked people for more time. I mean, that's all I can do. And at the end of the day, the gift that losing Derek and Michael gave me is that when you face that ultimate worst case scenario, it makes you realize that all this stupid shit that we freak out about really doesn't matter. Because I think about that a lot. Like when they died, nothing mattered. Everything was in perspective. The most important things mattered to me. It was very clear. So I have that sort of to snap back to. I can go back to that at any time, and I try to do that a lot. But this world that we have here on Earth is so compelling that it really feels real, and like real, and like it is real, but I mean, you know what I mean, like it feels more important than anything else. Like, no, I have got to call Shelly back by 2, and like you'll kill people for that. And then you're like, have to stop and think about it. Go, wait a minute, Shelly might not even know that I'm going through hell. Like, let me just check in with Shelly. Let me just let Shelly know that something's happening with me. Let me just send her a text and say, can we push it to next week? Like, break it apart and calm down and don't just react. So I'm trying to do that. But anyways, I don't know. I'm just trying to survive right now. And then I feel like when I get to the other side, I'm going to be like, okay, here's what I've learned. But right now I'm still surviving. But I do feel like, I don't know if you've noticed it, but I really wear my emotional stuff on my sleeve or on my face or whatever. And I feel like an energy has lifted. You know, it's like something's lifted. So I definitely feel better. Even though, like I just said 12 times, I still have the same things happening. So it's weird. Anyways, I'm going to get my coffee and I will talk to you in a little bit. Okay, I just had my coffee and my lunch and all my lipstick's gone. I'm going to put my hair down. It's like I strap my hair up to like eat or something. Yeah, my hair's a little bit better today, but I just need to get my color touched up. So yeah, I am feeling better, and I had the air conditioners on, so it's like, looks like I'm in a photo shoot. So I am feeling better, and I just, for me, and I just kind of want to make a connection. So if this relates, if you resonate with this, let me know. Let me know in the comments. But I'm a very spiritual person. Like that quote, I'm a spirit having a human experience. That's me completely. And I think of this life as like, I've incarnated here to learn certain lessons in this dimension, the physical dimension, as me, as, this person who grew up in Arizona, who lives in California, like now as an adult, and like all these other things. So it's like, I think of I think of everything through the lens of spirituality, really. And I actually really have an aversion to religion. Even though I grew up Catholic, and I definitely see the benefits of religion, I think there's a lot of people who claim to be religious who are extremely judgmental. We all know this, but I just have to put this out there because somebody who maybe has never heard anybody say it before, I want to make sure you understand my view on it. I don't like people who judge other people and claim to be something of a non-judgmental character or something. It's just crazy. It's hypocrisy. So anyways, so I'm a spiritual person in the sense that I feel like I'm here and we're here to learn lessons. But we don't know what those things are, what those lessons are. And I don't know. And I just think it's like, okay, that girl's finally leaving. I felt subconscious because I felt her energy right next to me. Granted, I'm in a public parking lot, so what do you expect? So everything I do is basically under that umbrella. And one of my challenges is just being human. Like that's honestly one of my biggest challenges of like, if I were to put all of my life energy into the human route instead of the spiritual route from the time I was like, maybe like in grade school or high school, that would have been a different track for me. I think in a lot of ways, I tried different times to be human. I tried to do things the way that like the people around me seem to do it, or my parents, mostly my dad, like that kind of thing. But it just didn't really work for me. And I would usually end up getting very depressed because it was my life without my spirituality, I think. Yeah, I would get depressed if I tried to do it, like if I tried to nail the human stuff. But there are periods of times that when I do put myself towards something in the human world, which I'm going to show you the magazines. The magazines to me are a combination of, spirit and human. So I started this magazine called the Agriculture, basically Agriculture and Art, which goes together a lot. There's a lot of things, like winemaking is agriculture and art because it's agriculture. Obviously, you're growing the grapes, but then winemaking, there's an art form to it. And painting, painting a barn, it's ag and art. I mean, there's so many things, like textiles. The very first film I got for the Ag and Art Film Festival, which started in 2009, I started it in 2019, was a movie called True Blue. I think that's what it's called. First of all, it's a Madonna song. So hi. Oh, here's the film festival advertisement from another one. But anyways, I'll get to this in a second. I have show and tell. But basically, the first film I got, when I started this, I was like, I have no idea if anyone's going to submit any films, if this is even going to be, why am I doing, I don't even know. Literally, I think back, okay, this is now off the path of being human because that was not human, that was spirit, because I don't remember really starting the film festival, to be honest with you. I don't really remember it. I don't remember the beginnings of it. I don't remember what I was thinking. I just remember being in it, describing it to people. And then I remember the film festival. I remember flashes. Like I remember getting sponsors and having these two women that I was friends with, being incredibly helpful, like angels that came in, because I was just, that's why I think some stuff, when you do it based on spirit, it's like the spirit world will kind of hook you up. It'll bring people into your life. They just came in and were like, okay, we're going to help you get sponsors. Like it's basically advertisers, but sponsors. I was like, okay, I was kind of like a deer caught in headlights, 'cause I really didn't know. I didn't know what, you know, and they had all these relationships with people in town, and they knew. So anyways, I got the first year off the ground, and they helped me tremendously, and it was fun too. It was really fun doing it with them. So, but yeah, like when I think back at the film festival, I'm like, what? But anyways, so that's the environment that I was in. But then the very first film that I got was this film from India, a woman filmmaker. And I'm going to try to look her up and see what she's doing right now, and, you know, link her down below if I find anything. But I don't know if I'll get it by the time I'm going to post this video. So check back in a little bit, because I'll, you know, do it over the next few days. Because as I said, I'm totally busy right now. So I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, because for me, rabbit holes aren't good. But as you can tell, tangent Tanya. So the first film I got, how many times have I tried to say that? It's totally insane. Oh my God. Okay, so the first film that I got was a female filmmaker from India. I think it's called True Blue. And it was basically Agan art, which is crazy, because that's a weird concept for film, a film festival. Like, where did I come up with that? Who knows? Like, it's, you know, but I understood what was going on in my life at the time, because I was working with farmers in Northern California at my friend's winery, helping like deal with the county and deal with marketing. And so I was working a lot with farmers and helping them with social media and doing like videos and stuff. But then I'm an artist. I'm a filmmaker. I live and marinate in the world of an artist, with my partner being a music producer and songwriter and musician, and me being, you know, all the things that I do creatively, but also filmmaking, storytelling, all that stuff. So it's like I am an artist. But then I'm in this world helping these farmers, because I never knew what was involved and why farmers were struggling. I didn't really understand the whole thing. So a lot of it has to do with just the cost of permitting and different things that they have to do to keep up their land. It's becoming so, in some places, it's exorbitant. It's like crazy. It's like no one can make money on that. So then in order for them to make money, they do events. Like you pick and things like that. But then there's like permitting fees for that. And then you have to have a certain size of a bathroom. And then you have to have like, it's a big deal. Okay. It's a whole nother thing. And I'll do a whole video on it if you ever want it, because I'll talk to you about that. But anyway, so I was in that world. So it made sense that I was going to these okay, I don't know why I'm doing this like this. I'm sorry. It's just, I'm not going to edit this. I'm just going to put it out there like this, because it's part of my journey of 100 videos this year for the rest of the year. Because part of it is I just want to find my voice, because I've been stuffed inside of a box for so long. You know, when you pull like a dress or a pair of pants out of a box, it's like the arm is up over, you know, here, but then the leg is like here. That's me expressing myself, because I haven't been expressing myself on video for others to absorb in such a long time that it's going to come out kooky and crazy and like all out of order. So sorry about that. But so I was going to these art council meetings in the town of Vacaville, which is where the film festival is, and they were going to do an arts week, and they got all the art community together. They do that, you know, every now and then everyone gets together. I think it's quarterly or something. And I realized there was no film being represented. And I was like, how come you guys don't have a film festival? Because there's a theater on Main Street. And that's the theater right there. That's the theater on Main Street. I mean, they tore down the original theater from the 1800s, and they put this, they renovated, well, they didn't tear it down, they renovated it. I don't know how much of the original theater is left, but it's got this big microphone here, and it's kind of more for like live music. It kind of reminds me more of like a House of Blues vibe, if you're familiar with that place. So, you know, they took out the chairs on the bottom, and they have a stage, but there's still, you know, that kind of movie theater seating, so on the upper parts and stuff. So anyways, so I kept saying, like, how come nobody's doing film? How come nobody's doing film? And like nobody was saying anything. So I'm like, I guess I'm starting a film festival. That's how it started. I just remember I have a weird memory. I have a weird relationship with memory. I'll remember things fully, but you just have to catch me in a pocket, and then that pocket is preserved, but it's not preserved as a total image, you know, if you're just looking at it from the landscape. Okay, this is a way longer video than I meant for it to be, but anyways, so I started the festival, and I told you the angels came in and swooped in and all that kind of stuff. Well, then last year I was like, there should be a magazine basically is ag and art. I was gonna call it something else. I had all these other names, and I thought, why don't I just keep with this weirdo thing that I'm building, because it captures people's attention. People go, ag and art, what's that? And I'm like, agriculture and art. So this is the magazine, and you kind of have to feel it to understand, because there's a certain feeling I like. It's very kind of luxurious. So this is May, and I feature something different on the cover. So like, for instance, this is the very first issue last year, May, and May's when a lot of the farmers markets launch. And then we have lavender festivals. This is last June, and I took this photo at Morning Sun Herb Farm and their lavender field. And then this is last year, July. This is Rose, who owns Morning Sun Herb Farm. She's one of the founders of Pleasance Valley Agriculture Association. And this is on the property of Soul Food Farm. I took that picture too. I try to use pictures I take, but it's not always possible. Like, I did not take this picture. This one was about, I call it Soyo. My friend Brooke came up with that name, and I love it. So it's Solano and Yolo. Solano County, Yolo County. That's what this magazine covers, Solano, Yolo. So these are Soyo farmers. August issue is Soyo wineries. I'm going to be featuring a couple different wineries there, but these are the 4 farmers we featured. I tried to do 2 Solano, 2 Yolo. And like I said, this was last year's May. So in these magazines, so this is the back ad, the Vacaville Farmers Market's back. In the middle, I have Soyo featured events. So every month that is there. And then I also have that month's ag events, that month's art events. And so it's just text, but it's kind of easy to read because it's in chronological order. And I just wanted something like this, like when you're at a cafe, or just that you get this. There are other magazines, but they're either broader, involve a lot of things, a lot of different kind of events, or just events in your exact town, or I don't know, they feel kind of like throwaway. Someone told me that one of the magazines out there is kind of like a throwaway magazine, and I thought, well, I don't want it to feel like a throwaway magazine. So anyways, so then these are the like ads in here, and we have different things happening. This is the whole thing I did on farmers markets here. This is an ad. Let's see if I could do another one. Oh, and then this is the business directory. I'm calling it the Ag and Art Business Directory. And then I usually do this color break thing here, where it's like adult coloring for, stress and anxiety and mindfulness. I love coloring. That really helped me when I was going through like the deepest parts of my depression and anxiety post the deaths, was getting an adult coloring book and coloring pencils. That was very, very therapeutic and relaxing for me. So in the summers, and maybe now year round, I'm gonna have these farmers markets here. They're in every issue, so that if you're new and you're not from here, you can instantly find that. And then I have like all the wineries, and let's see, these are this is in Yolo, the farmers markets. And then I added this current art exhibits. And then I have 2 months previous events that happened, and people submit photos, and I put them in there just so people can kind of see like, oh, that's what it looks like. That's cool. I want to show you the front too. Let's see, ads. Oh, and then I have like, this is the table of contents, and then I have this, which is that month's moon phases, because it has to do with the moon and how it pulls at plants, either their leaves or their roots, and then different things like that. So I do the moon cycles for that month. And I usually just have like a little letter thing from the editor, from me. And this is my thing that I do every month. Every month I put this out, and it's a big, huge endeavor. I have to get advertisers, new advertisers. I have to make sure that the advertisers I have are happy. I also encourage them to update their ads so that they're relevant for that month, because like this one says farmers markets, because you should do that. Like if you if you pay for advertising in a monthly magazine, you shouldn't just have an evergreen ad, unless that's what you need to do and that works for your business. But like, it should be, you should utilize it for the month, like monthly. A lot of magazines are not monthly, and mine is. So, and then this is when I did the summer movie series last year, and I say BYOC, bring your own chair. Bring your own camping chair. We do it at wineries and other farms. I did it at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I advertised it at 5 different farms. 2 of them did not work out ticket sales wise, because in the area, just a little side note business, I put a lot of money into the advertising last year, which is why this year I need to take a year off. I need to get my life in order and reorganize how I'm going to go about things. But I love this. This is so fun. It's so fun. But like the winery worked out the best, because winery already has their wine club members and people that love them. They're on their email list, and they want an excuse to come to the winery and drink wine. I mean, who doesn't like being at a winery? They're so beautiful. And this one called Tolina's Winery in Fairfield, if you're ever out there, Lisa and Cliff are the owners. Lisa is the winemaker. She's won multiple awards. She's amazing, and I love her. I'm so sad I'm not having the summer movie nights there this year. But so people bring, I mean, they're organized out there. They bring like little kits and with cheese and knives and like little things that fold out and tables. And I mean, couples look like synchronized swimmers with their camping chairs and their wine and their, and so then the winery will set up a table and sell wine, by the bottle with ice or whatever. And people sit there, they drink wine. I have music playing before the movie, and then the movie shows, which is great. But then it's like, at some of the other locations, I think it's like harder for people to wrap their head around it. Like one of them is Morning Sun Herb Farm, which is beautiful, but it's pitch dark. So it's not like they're seeing anything, and it's not a winery. So it's, Morning Sun Herb Farm is beautiful, by the way. If you're ever in Vacaville, go check it out. Morning Sun Herb Farm. I'll include a link below. And then another one was at Roostaller Farm, which is a hops farm, which is amazing. They grow the hops and they make the beer there. That place is packed. I remember when it first opened, I just had a feeling about it because I kept hearing about it. And so I went, I asked if I could do the film festival opening night there for 2020, because I wanted it to be outside. Was it 2020 or 2021? 2021. I didn't do any parties 2020. So we did. We had our opening night there, and everyone's always like, oh my God, I remember that party. And we did a screening out there. And so then he was like, I want movies out here, which is great. But that's a daytime place. It's really hard to shift people into thinking like, oh, I know this is a place where you just enjoyed the sun and you were out here all day, but hang out and watch a movie in pitch darkness, It's hard for people to wrap their head around that. But at a winery, it makes sense. So that's why I think the movie night thing works at a winery. But maybe I just need to tweak it for the other locations to work. And that's why I need time off. Because when you're always doing stuff, you can't come up with new ideas. I can't. And so I'm just trying to change it up a little bit. But anyway, so now I'm working on the June issues at the printer. And then now I'm starting the July issue, which is farm to table dinners. Because there's a lot of farm to table dinners out there, and anywhere there's farms, it's really cool. And the film festival is, this was the beginning before I had like exact information. So that's the ag cow, that's the art cow. I'm having fun with it. I really do I like the advertising. I like coming up with the ads. Like, it is really fun for me. But anyways, so that's that. I just wanted to share that with you, but this is my brainy thing. But who knows, this might be spiritual too. I might be helping. Actually, you know what? I think the farmer part, and maybe the artist part too, really, you know what? If we're spirits having a human experience, every single thing we're doing here is potentially helping somebody else. So let's just throw that out there. But this could be helping something, like with farming, to make people understand farming. Because I do have articles in here from an organization called Sustainable Solano, and I like stuff like that because it kind of helps people understand the importance of growing food locally. It is so important, and I'll get into that another time. I'll get into everything I've learned about agriculture. in another video, because this one is now, oh my God, it's so long. I'm so sorry. Yep. That's what I told you, caffeine. But also I came out of the tunnel, so I feel better right now. So anyways, thanks for watching, you guys. And I guess I'll see you in the next video. Bye. I'm driving back home and I'm listening to the recording because I'm going to edit it and upload it when I get home. I'm going to edit it on my phone. Actually, I could edit it there, but I got to get home. But anyways, okay. And I just realized, number one, I'm talking my ass off. The coffee definitely kicked in and I'm all over the map, which is normal for me to some degree, but I can see in these videos the repression, the effects, the repression of my voice has had on me, because it's very difficult for me to speak authentically and off the cuff and just be myself and just talk without it just all coming out like a big huge like it's all over the place. So anyways, number one. Number two, which is actually number one, I never did say what the first movie that was submitted was. Yes, I told you the title, True Blue, but it's about how they grow and harvest the indigo plant in India and how they ferment it in these vats in the ground. Okay. And then how, and only like certain people in their villages know how to do this. It's an ancient form of creating this indigo dye. And then the indigo dye would be used in fabrics and designs of clothing. And so the documentary went through that whole process. Very well done. I absolutely love it. I even want to revisit it for a future screening or something, because it was so well done. And I was so fascinated by it. And it talked about how, you know, that color was only used for royals. And so it was only like a certain, you know, that was very, very prestigious to have this indigo plant dye. And so, and it's a whole thing. And like, because in the 80s, I think they went, or maybe 50s, I don't know. I'm the worst. I'm like Dora on Finding Nemo when it comes to numbers and stuff. But basically, at some point, you know, synthetic dyes became popular. And so then those people teaching their ways to the next generation kind of dropped off. But then now there's a resurgence of people wanting natural. And so that they're going in and trying to find these elders and having them teach it to the younger generations before they're gone. So very, very good. Like I said, I'm going to look up your information and try to find where you can watch the movie or connect with the director in the notes below, in the description below. Anyways, so that's that. It was very interesting and I loved the film, and I hope you enjoy me telling you this after the fact. Bye.